Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still working its way through the current correction and is currently following the structure. One more low was still forecasted. We could be in this final wave down now. Obviously, it is only a thesis that we're in the final wave down. Until we get an impulsive reversal to the upside, there is no confirmation of a low in place. We want to talk about all of that. I am still fairly positive about the Bitcoin price. Actually, not so much some altcoins. They look really messy and unhealthy, some of them. But Bitcoin is leading the way. For me, Bitcoin is the meter, suggesting we are still in a bull market. But the altcoins are definitely suffering. But don't forget that Bitcoin dominance is sort of, I think, in a topping posture. Bitcoin dominance, we can open the chart briefly. We are, in my view here, also close to a top. But then again, it has been close to a top already months ago, but I've never called a top. And really not much happened. It's just been moving sideways, and maybe it's going to give us that final push now here to the upside. I'm not very clear here about the microstructure on Bitcoin dominance. I'm not saying Elliott Wave works really well for Bitcoin dominance, quite the opposite, because it is based on percentages. It's not a tradable asset as such, Bitcoin dominance, but still we could really be in a topping posture here. We could be approaching that descending trend line there, the 61.8 retracement at 58%. Then we'll see if a top forms there somewhere. I mean, again, it hasn't topped. We can only assess the market based on what it's doing right now. And so far, this is still an uptrend on Bitcoin dominance, indicating Bitcoin is still leading the way, which is why this is the most important analysis, really. The altcoins are broadly following. Not all of them. People who say that all altcoins are doing the same as Bitcoin, that's obviously not correct. I mean, just look at some coins have been doing really well in the last few days. Some coins have been doing really well. So they're not all following Bitcoin. Every chart needs to be assessed on its own. Every chart has its own patterns and risk levels. You can't trade altcoins based on the Bitcoin chart. You might want to take it into account, but still every chart has its own risk levels. Now, looking here at the Bitcoin chart, this is still, and I only want to focus here on the 1 hour chart because in the previous videos, we covered the daily, and I will do that again tomorrow. But this is just showing you the short-term pattern. And, Bitcoin is in the middle of the yellow support region. It's still selling off. We've had a 5-wave rally, had a bit of hype up there with the Bitcoin 2024 conference there. Often these hype events occur around market tops. I mean, you can never really call the top accurately, right? It's difficult, and it's not the goal of this analysis. It's not my objective to call the exact top. I want to highlight risk and reward. And up here, where we had 5 waves already labeled, we knew that we're in the final wave and that a pullback is likely. I think the Trump speech was here. Then we had a dip during the Trump speech, during that conference, and then another small rally the next day, and then we started to fall. And this is the wave 2. And the wave 2 is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, the wave 1 seems to be quite healthy. I like the structure of this move up, even though it's looking like a diagonal pattern, but still it's a wave 1 in 5 waves. The pullback is currently holding support. So I'm still fairly positive about this. Of course, you never know, but we've got this A wave down. We've got a B wave up. The only thing is that this B wave was quite shallow, obviously. Now, I've thought about maybe something different. Maybe this is not an A, B, C. Maybe we're dealing with a just slightly different structure. And this would be a WXY. It just gives me a slightly different projection to the downside. So WX, and then this is an ABC. So essentially it's the same count. It might just mean that let me just double check something. So it just might mean that if this is the A wave down, okay, it gives me similar levels, really. I mean, in this scenario, we've now reached a key support level there, the 1.236 extension. The next one is 50. So 59,970, then 59,400, 58,400. So that's the area where ideally it's forming a low. Now, I'm not telling you there is a low. It's, well, initially it would take a break above, and I'll take that resistance area out. The next resistance level that now needs to break to give us an early indication that a low is in place is the wave 4 high, 62,170. But better would be a break above this here, this area around 65,600. Before I forget, on Twitter earlier today, I made you aware that I would update dog whiff hat because you voted for it on Twitter. That video is now uploaded, so you can check it out if you're interested, and was updated a few hours ago, but still up to date. You guys voted for it on Twitter. We do that every week. One video is only updated on Twitter, not on YouTube. So you might want to check it out. Follow the link in the description to our X channel, Twitter channel. But let's get back to Bitcoin. So what I want to share is just, look, we've got the downside pretty much complete. It could still stretch out a little bit further. Sort of this is the area. Just need to make sure it doesn't break below 56,775, or the alternative, slightly more bearish wave count is taking control. And at the moment, I assume we go down lower anyway, yeah, because we are still in a local downtrend. So I just need that trend change signal. And where would that then take us? I mean, I just gave you a couple of levels to watch there, but I'm on high alert for a possible 5-wave move up. So that's a 5-wave move up that ideally breaks above 65,600. And that could be this wave 1 here. Then we get a wave 2 and 3, 4, and you know the game. And essentially it could take us into the 90K area, maybe even higher, this next rally to the upside, yeah? So it depends on where the wave 2 bottoms. The wave 3 will then stretch out a little bit more or a little bit less. And that's sort of what we're tracking here at the moment on the Bitcoin chart, yeah? So still quite positive about it. And, you know, everybody's, not everybody, a lot of people are bearish again, a lot of people, but that's mainly because of the altcoin sector. I mean, Bitcoin isn't doing anything unusual at the moment. Yes, the altcoins are, again, dropping a little bit deeper than would be ideal, which is, again, they are risky assets, you know, but Bitcoin is the leader of the market. Bitcoin is the leader of the market, and it's quite good how it's holding at the moment. So we'll see if we see a reaction there. Seems like we've completed the pattern to the downside, but that doesn't mean we're turning around. We need some kind of a signal, and even if it's just a simple trendline break for a first indication. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.